Hey everyone, this is me, Pastor Bogad. I'm making yet another video just because the last one I made, my vlog, it was a question and answer, and it was pretty much about myself. You know, talking about myself because a lot of people don't know much about me. And if you're new to the channel or you've been here for a while, it's good to have a proper introduction. But the one that I did before, I looked back at the video and I tried to give a listen to it, and it was a lot of loud music. And I mean, I tried to use some editor to make the process of the video a lot more enjoyable by adding music. But the music itself, it just, oh my goodness, it just overlapped with my voice and I couldn't hear anything. So what I'm going to do is make another video, and I'm going to see if I could, I guess, redeem myself. Alright, first question. How old am I? Well, I'm 33, turning 34 in this year of July 23rd. And yeah, I'm very good. The second one, the question I can think of is, well, what is my name? My actual name is Spencer. My demonic name is Patchdan Bogan. It's Patchdan Bogan because I think of the Bible. I think of how within my past as a Christian, I see that a lot of names within the Bible stuck out to me. Like, for example, I was taught that Satan's name was adversary, you know, meaning the enemy, resistor, slander, things of that nature. So, in other words, if you look at the Goetia, a lot of the demonic names are very, how can I say this, degraded, and it makes it looks as if, like, you know, these beautiful beings are just obviously demonized. So I named myself Patchdan Bogan because in Hebrew it means traitor and coward. I got that again from the Bible because in the book of Revelation it says even the cowards would be thrown into the abyss with a lake of fire or something like that. And then I got traitor from Judas Iscariot. When I was a kid and even growing up within the religion, I always looked at those particular titles or those, you know, those degraded names or those titles that you would give to someone, and it always resonated with me. And of course my chakras were always open, but of course I did not even know that at that time. But those names, it just stuck out to me. So upon leaving, I combined both of them together, and that's how I got the name Patchdan Bogad. Now, before I continue on, I'm not too sure if you are Hebrew, if that's the actual English rendering of the name Patchdan Bogad, of traitor and coward. But mind you, I did a lot of research on my own, and research point, that's how you would render the names of those, you know, in the English rendering of coward and traitor. But if you find some other different name, then you can let me know. But that's definitely something that I go by. Patchdan Bogad. Alright, another question I have here would be, okay, what makes me laugh? Well, I'll mind you look at emails for these questions that a lot of people ask. What makes me laugh? Well, I would say I have a dark humor. Like, for example, I like it when people end up, and I get this dark. But to minimize it so you don't see me the wrong way, it's like if my own mother was a fool, I would to laugh because that just makes it. Like right now, I'm laughing right now, I'm talking because I find that to be very humorous. So that's one question amongst many that I have here. So I'm simply just answering the question and see if I can do this. The next question would be, what movies do I like? Well, I like a lot of movies, but I'm mainly like a lot of horror movies. And no, it's not because I'm on the left-hand path or anything like that. It may have something to do with it, but that's not entirely why. But I love me some horror movies. It's just something about them being in a state of fear. It just makes me feel so good. I feel that horror to me is somewhat romantic. I know that sounds a little weird, but it's romantic because I feel that if I'm with, this girl I like her to be snuggled up on my arm, and I also feel that horror movies is a good way of telling me who you really are, even about myself. And, I can't put my own foot in my mouth because now I can see the correlation to horror movies and the love you have. Because when you face your own fears and you develop within it, it's a lot of self-development, you know what I mean? And everything about a horror movie, either someone's chasing after you, some sort of alien that says like what you need to work on. And I know I'm rambling on right now, but that's pretty much why I like it. Alright, another question would be, alright, if I was someone else and this other version of myself was trying to be my friend, I'm trying to read the question here, sorry. Okay, if I was an other version of myself, would I be my own friend? I'm trying to make sense of the question here. Well, I would say yeah. I personally see myself as an okay guy to be with, but I would be kind of distant, not in the fact where like I am like some sort of person where I want to do you harm or anything like that, but I'm definitely someone who's very introverted, and I would say that by looking at my mannerisms and how I interact with other people, it takes me time to get to know the person, to open up. So, would I be my own friend? Yeah, I would. I would. Alright, this is an actual question, and it's, what background am I? Well, I'm Panamanian and African American, so you combine the both, Latin American, so that's what I am. Alright, next question. It says here, alright, what are my hobbies? Alright, well, one of my hobbies, I would say that I am an artist. I love to draw. On my YouTube channel, you can see some of my artwork. It's in the dark gallery, dark artwork gallery. Go there, and you'll see that I've actually flipped like my sketch pad of all my artwork. It's not recent, but however I did that, so that's one way you can see what I do as far as one of my hobbies or talents. Another hobby is that I like to make YouTube videos, and that's self-apparent. And I would say that's about it. Not much going for me, but I like that. Alright, next question. These questions are so silly. They're weird too at the same time. How tall am I? I'm 5'6". I know that's not very tall, but I'm 5'6". It is one of the questions here. So yeah. Alright. Okay, here's another one. This one sounds pretty cool. Who is my favorite YouTuber? Well, I don't think I have a favorite. I like just about anyone under my subscriptions. You can look at my YouTube channel. I have that open to the public. I can't name off the top of my head. Like I said, I don't have any favorites. You just click it, and then you'll see who's my favorite, and you go from there. My next question says here, what inspired me to do YouTube? Well, in short, I've seen other YouTubers. They do their videos in regards to their passions, and especially when it comes to the left-hand path. And when I see others do that, it just inspired me to do the same thing, because it's a passion that I have. I love Satan. I love demolatry. I love everything that has to do with the left-hand path. And when I see others get on camera and they share that passion, it just created eventually a brighter, a stronger flame, a fire within me to do what I do right now. Because it's like, it's one thing to be at home and to say, oh, I love Satan, I love demons, but then it's another altogether to have your own show and to say, I love Satan and here's why. You know what I mean? And I don't want to come off as someone that's chosen, but I love the idea that Satan himself came to me. and he says he wants me to do YouTube. I find that to be so fucking awesome that it's really amazing. And sometimes I struggle with it, and I'm just being real with you because I like to be authentic. I don't want to just give off this aura of superiority, like I have all the answers. So to be very realistic, sometimes I have my doubts about it because it's like, when I compare myself to other YouTubers that have like a shit ton of black magic spells under their sleeves, I love rituals and I do a lot of ceremonial, magic, and I just feel that's when I'm at my best. So a lot of my videos, it's more about self-care, well-being, and connection with black magic, as opposed to baneful magic and things of that nature that a lot of people do that I'm okay with. I don't judge, but I mainly do a lot of rituals and I have my altars, and that's when I feel I'm at my zenith. When I'm done doing that very second or following day, do paranormal activities like off the charts. And like, I'm gonna say this quite openly to you, it is April 10th, 2020, and Santa Morte constantly, since yesterday, is trying to get into my life, and she really wants me to get to know her. And today I'm gonna actually do a ritual so that I could pretty much see what she's all about. So that right there goes to show why I do what I do. And right here on YouTube, it makes me feel really, really good because in quarantine and in life, this is what I want to do. I mean, I have my days, like I told you, when it comes to YouTube, but at the same time, it's a passion. It's something that I love to do. And you know what? Let me just go a little bit further when it comes to that particular question. I also would like to add is that when it comes to what inspired me, I have to tell you, even though I like to play video games myself, I thought that what really helped me to appreciate YouTube and to reach out, believe it or not, it has nothing to do with the left-hand path, but I love the YouTuber Mars. She's a female gamer, and I like her personality. And looking at how she's able to do stuff, and she's more like myself and probably you, where it's like she's not on camera trying to be a professional. It's just like accept me as I am, but there's a level of professionalism there. But she's just the way she is, and I'm like, I respect that, and that's the way I am now. I mean, you're not gonna have me try to edit the hell out of my videos. If I stammer, sneeze, I'll probably edit that, but I do very little editing, and then I do a lot of just being myself. And people like that, when they get on camera, inspire me to continue doing what I'm doing. Now this next question is kind of like the one that I just finished answering. What type of women am I interested in? To me, I'm interested in just about anyone. I don't really have a standard. I mean, I do, but I don't at the same time. I don't have a racial hang-up. If that's how I perceive the question, because it's usually something that I feel from my experience. It's not a big thing, but it's one of those things where when I think about standards, I think about someone gets into the nook and cranny of it. They go, yeah, it must be this height, this race, they must have this type of job, this makes this amount of money, and so forth and so forth. And not that those things are bad within themselves. I'm just saying, like, when it comes to the things that I feel that may be, a bit of a hindrance or a potential hindrance that people may think I have, it's like I don't really have a particular standard, even though I do. It's like it'll be good if she shares the same love as I have when it comes to the left-hand path, but considering that I live in New York, and they're not saying that there aren't any, it's just that I don't know any females that are a part of the left-hand path. Okay, next one, what type of music do I like? As you may know, this is the second video, and hopefully, and I'm pretty sure the music is at a very good, suitable volume. I love my black metal, satanic metal, whatever you want to call it. The darkest, the most heaviest it is, the music may be, I love it. Like for example, I love me Dark Funeral. They've been in the game for a very, very long time, but I love their music. When it comes to death metal, hardcore metal, I love Lorna Shore. Let me see here. I'm looking through my little music list here that I have on my phone, and I wanna bring that out and perhaps even show you so that like I'm not BSing you, because I love my music. Like, okay, I love Infant Annihilator. They're really hardcore, and I think they're really amazing. I like, and I make it this more, because a lot of people do Cornix. Then you have Carach Argan. If you get what I'm trying to say, I'll spell it CARACH space ANGREN. Really, really good band. And lastly, let me see if I can look at another one before I also like Insomnia. They're really nice. It's not hardcore, but they do have a really good voice range. Really, really good. I think they're cool. Alright, the next one is, this is kind of like a repeat of the other question, but it says, who inspired me? Well, I don't think I had someone to inspire me. It's more like I left religion, and when I left, religion, if you heard my video, one of my videos in my channel, I speak about like that in depth, because when I left religion, I simply said out loud, if Christianity doesn't have a truth, then what does? And instantly in my mind, what permeated in my mind, I kid you not, was Satanism. I said, turn on your phone, look at Satanism, and I looked it up. And for starters, I started out on the Joy of Satan, and I personally like it. I like their magical system. Even now, it works for me. I mean, a lot of other things I don't really vibe with, and I'm pretty sure people that hear the Joy of Satan, it doesn't really vibe with them. But all in all, that's where I started out. Yeah, I mean, even though it's not really, I'm not answering the question directly, even though I kind of did when I say no one really inspired me, in the sense of like I looked at their videos, or now I do the things I do. I still have to say that if I look at everyone collectively, there's always someone that added some flair to why I do the things I do, if that makes sense. But I don't have someone that could say, oh, this is the person, this is my mentor. I don't have that type of deal. But however, when I do look at other YouTubers and how they get on camera and they try to share what they learned and from their experiences, that helps me out a lot, because when I started in 2013 on YouTube, I wasn't really making videos at that time. I was just, looking at videos. I looked at a lot of YouTubers and how they did things, and I really enjoyed it, because I learned a lot more. It was a lot of confirmation that what I did was real, in connection with Satan. Not that I needed that confirmation, because it was real regardless, but I would say perhaps by that token I inspired myself, because they added flair to what I did, and I always try to perfect what I do. What I mean is, I never want to be that individual that looks at a video and as they explain the left-hand path, I'm not saying like I'll explain things perfectly, but those that I did click on, they didn't explain things that really touched the heart. And what I mean by that is, I remember being that person that would to like look at a video and it wasn't really personal for me, and or they would explain it in a way where it didn't really, you know what I mean? So when I get on camera, I try my best to explain it the best way possible, and to be very, I can relate to those who look at a video and they're not really getting like black magic, or getting like let's say that spirit guide, patron, whatever you want to call it, and you want someone it's like they're not going to explain things from the point of like, let's say, like, this is what I hate. I hate it if someone does, like, they speak about their magic spell, like a money spell, and they're speaking from the end. It's like Satan already, or whoever, has given them the house or the millions or whatever. And I'm saying to myself, even though they're going by a step by step, air quotes, about how they got it, but they're not really. Because I know, like, it's subjective to each and every single person, because everyone's experiences are different. Because people's subjective reality is different. Because if you think about it, if you're going through something and you could lift 1,000 pounds, throw, even though like you're bleeding and you're getting shit done. But if you look at me, all it takes is that one arrow and you see me dead on the ground. So it's like, even though we all share reality, but it's all subjective, because you could take 1,000, hits, and I could just take one thing. One of your arrows could kill me instantly. And that's why I always try to keep that in mind when I make these videos. Because it's like, even though I don't like right-hand path religion, major religions, but I try to be open to it, because it's like you have individuals that are on the right-hand path, and they're probably looking at my videos right now, and they're just learning. They're curious. Why should I stop their learning and introduce more of the fear that they're already indoctrinated in when it comes to the left-hand path? So my point is, I try to relate to everyone as much as possible, but then at the same time, I have to be authentic to myself. But that's why I do what I do. I try to reach out, because obviously I don't want to wear, not that I don't, but it's like I don't want to get on camera and wear all black with the black lipstick. I mean, if the person wants to be that traditional look, cool, more power to you. To me personally, it's just, I'd rather be myself, because Satan he represents self. So if that's most important, then that's really what it is. It's not really about, because you're a Satanist, you have to look a certain way, you need to act a certain way. As long as you have the philosophy, the principles, and you live by that shit, it's like, that's all that matters. And that's what I do. Alright, everyone, that is my question and answer. If you want to basically, I guess, subscribe, do so. If you want to get in contact with me, I do have my Facebook and or Instagram. It's actually at the channel itself. Look at the section where it says about the channel. It's posted there. Please click on them. And if you want to, like I said, subscribe and look at my other videos if you like. Alright? I love you all. I hope these question and answer, it helped you out to know a little bit about me. Alright? I love you all. Have a good one. Bye.